let's pay a visit to the ship that is currently stuck in the Suez Canal. Should be interesting. I downloaded a mod for it, if you can believe it. The plane is also modded. It's a bush plane, a fairly cool one. Okay, it seems the video is showing, but let's soon know if indeed it is. There's a problem though. For some reason I don't see the people watching, so this has to go like this. Yes, indeed. 0 spectators, that's perfect. And well, performance is not much worse than before, meaning that it's always been pretty bad in this game, and it hasn't sensibly worsened from the fact that I'm streaming. I'm also playing at low details, of course, this being Flight Simulator 2020. It cannot be discounted. Here you have the Evergiven label, which is quite a distance from the ship apparently. No idea why. Yes. Evergiven. It's written there, but the ship is actually there. Let's call it a bug. So, it's pretty cool, isn't it? It's practically, this is a bush plane monster truck. It can land pretty much everywhere. Tends to faceplant. That's kind of problematic. When you actually touch down with this, you gotta be very careful because it's quite nose heavy, if you can believe it. Is the sensor running over there? I don't think so, because when I covered the... Yeah, here you have it. And this is the Suez Canal indeed. We can even check it on the map that I have over there, which allows for teleporting of the plane as well. Oh, I don't like this sound. Here you have it. Someone else flying above it. This game is always online, if you know about it. So basically you can see the other players. You cannot speak to the other players, which is kind of annoying, really. Quite a wasted opportunity if you hear me. And here you have the ship. You can clearly take notice of the situation. I believe this little car should represent maybe I don't know, construction equipment, some of the stuff. No, it's there. The actual machinery that they're trying to use to free the ship is represented as the tugboats are. It's not animated, you cannot expect too much, I guess. So, well, I would like to discuss this situation with some of you guys, but unless I get comments, I guess I'll just fly around it for a while and then maybe explore the general area. I would feel kind of down to speak about this alone. Perhaps I should write an article on my blog. Might be fun to land on the ship, I guess. This is the right plane to do it. Maybe not the right plan, but the right plane, that's for sure. There's quite a few hills over there. I would have thought this area to be more flat, but it's not like I would know. Recently I reactivated animated scenery for this game. I used to remove it because I wanted to make it run better, but anyway, it never runs well, so I could as well have little cars driving around. It makes it all more fun, I guess. Look at the power of this plane. No problem whatsoever. Any clients. And yeah, I guess it's about time. We could go and look at the pyramids, I guess, after we are done here. If I survive the attempt at landing on the ship, I guess. We're not that far from El Cairo. Do you think it will work? I honestly strongly doubt it. For what I know, it might even be intangible. Whee! Yeah, in fact it was. That's quite disappointing, and that's no. Well, but thankfully I have the power to. This always happens with modded scenery. They never can be landed upon, annoying as it is. Well, an attempt was made. We can land close to the ship, I guess. Well, since this is the high point of the stream, I might as well attempt it. We're actually flying in real time and real weather for the place. This is all part of the standard capabilities of this very awesome piece of software that Flight Simulator 2020 is. I just love this game, if you can even call it a game. Certainly fun as one. We'll have to land close to the ship. Let's hope I don't face plant. Gotta be very careful about it with this plane. And it's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't see big trouble doing this. Should work, indeed. Yeah. I wonder if it's to scale. I guess it would be, otherwise what's even the point? And well, you might not know it, but you can actually get off the plane in Flight Simulator. You gotta engage the parking brake, yeah, otherwise it's going to slowly, ever so slowly go and crash into something while you explore. But yeah, you can get off the plane, you can actually visit the place. And now, you might not know it if you're not used to VR, but the coolest thing about VR is that you can see the real proportion of things and actually realize the size of this thing. They even animated a small guy there. Yeah. Well, look at that. It's quite cool, actually. So, I would be standing this tall, I guess, more or less like this guy. And it's quite imposing, yes. It is. What a weird looking piece of machinery this is. You can actually climb the thing. My plane seems to be okay. Yeah. I guess I can help somehow. I was reading about the kind of weight we are speaking with this thing. It's like getting this disentangled would amount to moving something like 20,000 tons. So basically, from what I seem to remember, a 747, speaking of the passenger plane now, the biggest passenger plane in service nowadays, would be able to pull about 700 tons or something such. So you will need something like 20 747 to go and move this thing. It's not going to happen very soon, I guess. It's not going to happen very soon in general. Speaking about weeks, if not months here, nothing like this has ever happened before. And predictably, no one knows how to solve it. So yeah, let's get back to our plane, to our little plane, which can do absolutely nothing to this. And, well, I guess we could visit that city. I don't even know the name of it. What's the name of the city that resides close to the Suez Canal? Good question, good question. If I had more spectators, I guess I could ask. Once upon a time, when I really had many spectators. I seem to notice a lack of comments, to the point that I'm wondering whether I can actually see your comments. Since yesterday, it proved to be quite troublesome. Yeah. Here's the ship. And here's the city, indeed. Let me double check the comments thing. I'll open the window up there. I will go to Facebook. The cool thing about this game, unlike any other, is that it lets you pilot the plane while you're using other windows. That's great for streamers, and great for VR in general. I can actually now double check that I'm reading the blasted comments. And great for VR in general. I can check. Let me see that I'm reading. No, there are no comments. But I'll test it. Test. And close it, and go back to the main window. And yeah, I can see the test, so it's working. Now I best take control of the plane again. Whee! Yes, This is the city of the Suez Canal. I could double check on the map its name, but unfortunately, yeah, this is in Arabian. Won't be a great help, unless maybe if I open in Google Maps. Well, it's named Suez. Who would have thought it? Apparently we are in Suez, so that's why they call it the Suez Canal. And we put a name to it. Time to explore, I guess. So basically, Flight Simulator 2020 is based on satellite photos, as you might know, but it's generated by an AI, the resulting effect being absolutely incredible. You have the more realistic cities like Rome, Paris and such that actually use photogrammetric measurements, so basically it's point-to-point, true to life, whereas for places like this, like the city of Suez, well, it's completely made by an AI, which is better for VR because it's less taxing in terms of resources. It's fully interactive, meaning that you can actually touch and land over these buildings. There's even an helicopter among the modded crafts that you can use for that. And this plane could be actually able to land on a roof, I guess, but it would have to be a bigger roof than what I see here, and mostly a less cluttered roof. That could work probably. I've been landing this thing in Dubai all day. It's kind of fun actually, yeah. It's got great brakes, as every true bush plane should. So some things are not interpreted by the AI, like these circular plazas things, and yeah, they come out as just a photo, a picture plastered on the ground, which is all you would see in the old flight simulators anyway. Not even speaking about Explain the other civilian flight sims, which is very popular in these last few years, but it's nowhere near this in terms of graphics fidelity. And consider that we are playing at minimum details, probably less than minimum details. Even this is extremely taxing for the PC when you play in VR. But considering how futuristic this goddamn thing is, and what you can do within it, well, I guess it's worth it. So yeah, let's pass by the ship again. It paints quite the picture. I mean, having looked at the big buildings over there, and then here you have another building just like them, lying sideways in one of the most important waterways of the world, if not the most important right now. Also considering the Islamic holidays which are coming very soon in that general area, so making this waterway even more important for the travels of the region. If you think about it, it's crazy. It's completely crazy. Here you have the city of Suez, and here you have the stuck ship of Suez. It should remain stuck for a while, I guess. Notice how the AI of the game actually placed pawns here. It's not like some person placed the pawns one by one, or the trees all around the world, but they just were generated according to the logic of the game. Incredible as it might sound. And yeah, here's the Evergiven. Look at the power of this thing. Gravel. Whee! I wish I could land on the ship. We already attempted it. So well, since we are here, we might as well head for the pyramids, I guess. It's not like Il Cairo is that far. Now I'm saying Il Cairo, which is the Italian way to say it. Maybe I should say De Cairo. Not sure about it. Yeah, you can see the River Nile, I guess, would be this thin line over there. I mean, we might as well follow the Suez Canal all the way to the Mediterranean Sea and then maybe turn left and go to Il Cairo. It's weird, really. Probably the label is off-center because I resized the window, which you're not supposed to do. But I had to do it to place all the windows above, including the map. Now, this map is pretty handy. This is an external app. You could call it a mod, I guess, which actually follows the location of the plane, and you can use to teleport around, but we won't do it yet. We will do it during the course of the stream. Of course, resizing the maps makes it impossible to see the chat, but no one is speaking to me, so we don't care. Or maybe I should say I don't. Too bad it's all in Arabian. That's kind of annoying. Arabian or Egyptian, I don't even know what language they speak here. So from what I've heard, the whole point of the stuck ship is that it's come to be stuck without luck of this last year in the point of the canal where it's a single lane. If it were to come stuck here, for instance, it would have been far less problematic. You could easily pass by. But yeah, this is 2021, so what can you expect? Let me check the very important comment window again. And let's get back into the plane. I could even just keep the big window over there so I can see both the map and the chat. But the map and the very empty chat, should I say. They do have a couple of notifications, huh? So, let me check the notifications. Tells me absolutely nothing. Why doesn't it surprise me? God damn it. These are business manager notifications, if you can't believe it. Oh, well, but it's okay. I see someone is watching. More than yesterday, actually, so this is a better attempt at a return stream, I guess. Of course, the game is 10 times more interesting. This is a very, very interesting game. If a bit boring sometimes, but I do enjoy it to a big degree. Now, I was saying to go and watch the pyramids. This would take ages in this plane. It's not extremely fast, but thankfully we do have time compression. That's another handy function of digital life. So pointing towards the direction of the place I want to explore, I'm going to tap back to the game and engage some time compression. Factor of 4. It doubles every time you press the button. Unfortunately, the game doesn't tell you how much you're time compressing, and apparently it's also loading, buffering. Okay, it didn't crash. That's good. It's getting scared for a moment. Yeah, we're now using a time compression of 4. Now we can sort of see the Evergiven over the horizon. Yeah. Well, eventually we would have to leave this place. I cannot do an entire stream flying around the Evergiven. That would be boring. As I was saying, these are all satellite photos, so you are actually seeing truth right now. That's how freaking cool this game is. Yes. So if the ship actually ran aground here, that would have been laughing matter. No problem, unfortunately. It had to happen like it did. Yes. I don't need 2 windows. Let's remove the bottom one. No? Yeah, this is the map. So basically, since you're mostly watching downward, oh, there's an airport here. And yeah, something weird with the labels. As you can see, these are prayers, but I see the labels all stuck there. No idea. Perhaps it will fix itself once we load a different area. This looks pretty interesting. What the hell is this? As I was saying, satellite photos, buildings generated by an AI, meaning that sometimes the buildings are wrong. These probably aren't shaped exactly like this, but it's better than having just a flat photo. And by the way, it's much, much better than just using Google Earth, because Google Earth, whenever you get out of the big cities, you see nothing. It's completely flat. This doesn't happen in flight simulator, as you can see. Completely different experience. Here it's actually worth exploring. It looks like a fairly boring area, so let's just time compress more. You never really have to get bored, you just time compress more. This is all desert, basically. Here you have the part of the Suez Canal where it actually splits. Whereas we were saying it would have been better to have the Evergiven get stuck. I think this canal in general is bigger than the Panama Canal. I've been to the Panama Canal the other day while playing this game. It was quite disappointing actually, yeah, for how important it is. The Panama Canal is very small. That's what makes it more wonderful, I guess. More incredible as an engineering feat. Look at this small village over here. That's pretty interesting. Completely AI generated. Yeah, now the labels are piling up. The labels that should show the location of the other players. Players flying probably just like me above the Evergiven disaster scene. Too bad they won't add the custom scenery that I installed yesterday that actually shows the ship. And yeah, let's keep time compressing, I guess. Another small city. Too bad it's completely in Arabic over there, so we cannot actually know the name of the city. Otherwise the map would tell you what its name is. Now back to almost normal time compression. As you can see, this is a pretty densely populated area. There's an airport too. Let me check the stream 1 sec. Okay, it's working correctly. Look at the detail of what this game is actually able to generate. The quantity of buildings, the trees, vegetation. And again, let me state it, we are playing a minimum detail. You can land here, huh? If for instance this would be a train station, unfortunately there are no buildings. If you want to do the explore on foot thing again, you can easily land here and get off the plane. Shall we try? I mean easily, it depends. The problem is this plane is not easy to land. Let me try. I cannot crash into cars, luckily. Whee! Because otherwise I would be doing it very soon. You can actually tell. No. Okay. How crowded or not crowded a certain area of the city is. It's uncanny, really. I've been exploring some places in the city of Rome where I live. It's uncanny. You can actually explore the city and recognize places. It's that detailed. Now, I don't know where we are right now. Look at this. You even have graffiti on the walls. Ooh, watch out when you cross the street. Look at this. Well, this is quite unlikely for a place in Egypt to say hell something. Well, of course, it's not completely... Let me remove that stupid window. It's not completely realistic. You cannot expect it to be. It is a flight simulator after all. But you can see clothes left to dry in a game which is a flight simulator, if you can believe it. This is completely crazy. Nothing like this has ever existed in the world. Where is my plane now? No idea. Ah, here it is. Look at my parking job. This is great. I wish I was this good at finding a parking spot in the car. Yeah, let's get back to the plane. Time to go see the pyramids. Should be able to take off here. This is a great plane for doing this sort of things. We don't care about traffic. Traffic cannot stop us. Whee! Shall we be a bit crazy about this? Well, I mean, it's harder to be crazier than this. Yeah. Again, I see a label which is placed wrong. No idea what it's supposed to represent over there. Would have to be above a landmark or something. So let's look at the map again. And down and go towards the original destination that I intended to visit. Okay. Leaving behind now what was, well, we should check what's the name of the city, because we can do it by opening it in Google Maps. And apparently we just been to Ismaila. It's pretty cool actually. It becomes like a trip. You can go and check the various places on Wikipedia and well, get an idea of this is the Pasha of Ismail. Look at that. It can become a cultural trip. You can make it if you want. And yes, as I was saying, time to get back to the piloting seat. Of course, this video will be published on my YouTube channel later for everyone to see the results of this exploration. I guess you should get a few views, especially if I mention the Evergiven in the title. So, where is Cairo again? Let me check. If we actually are here, it's not so close to the coast as I suspected. Actually, it's more inland, like more or less this way. You can tell where it is also by looking at the in-game map, which tells you about airport locations, so yeah. Should be getting close now. We check the good map again. I can time compress a bit more, so it takes less time. These are probably fields, yeah, irrigated fields. They're circular because the water gets sprayed in that pattern. Faster, faster! Where the heck? I mean, it's a pretty big city, or at least it's supposed to be. This is just desert. There's not much. I mean, actually, we're just overflying some sort of inhabited place. The game doesn't tell you how much you're time compressing, so the only way to go back to normal rate is to just keep pressing the lower time compression button until it goes to the minimum, and then press it up twice, and you go back to normal time compression. It's the only way to do it, actually. Okay, having said this, let's get a move so we can reach a more interesting point. I will eventually cheat, I tell you in advance, if I really cannot find the place. This is peculiar. What's this? A labyrinth of sort. Looks like an urban development that has been left in the dust for some reason. This actually resembles the kind of settlements that you see in the African War Thunder map. The shape of the roads, I guess. Now I'm just lost. So let me actually use the map for our purposes. Meaning that I will pause the game. Check this because I pressed the buttons at random. Okay. And if I open the map and ask for the location of the Pyramid of Giza. Okay. I mean, we were close, we might as well visit it, even though we're teleporting to do it. Well, it should be around here, I guess. So you teleport to the place, resize the map again, go back to the game, remove the top window, but the Bottom window station, yeah, here are the pyramids. Not as majestic a sight as the stack Evergiven, I guess. The ship stuck in the Suez Canal, but they still look kind of interesting. With all their labels scattered about, because the labels are broken today, no idea why, but we don't care. Well, I was going to say, you even have the ships in the river, and actually these are the cars that are not supposed to be in the river, and yet here they are. Yeah, like I was saying, completely AI generated, so it's not necessarily correct in every situation. It comes close for some cities. Some cities are incredible. My city is incredible. Rome is perfect. Perfect. You can recognize the single streets. It's incredible. I'll show you. Completely uncanny. So here you have the Sphinx and the pyramids. Well, it's a pretty popular place, I guess. Who wouldn't recognize it? I bet it's one of the first landmarks that they put in the game. It was even in the trailer for the game. Many people mention how disappointing it is for the pyramids to be right in the middle of town. You see all these scenes with them appearing in the middle of the desert after a long trek by camel, and yet it's completely unlike that. You just take the bus to the pyramid. I bet it's named the Pyramid Bus Stop. I don't know much about that small one with the step structure. That looks pretty interesting. Yes, the bus. In fact, I was speaking just about it. Yeah. The pyramids. Nah, here comes the pyramids. How did the song go? Yeah, I don't remember how the song goes, so they better not mention it. We cannot land on the pyramid because of their distinctive pyramid shape. That's a goddamn shame if you ask me. We can of course land by the pyramids, and I don't see why we shouldn't. Apart from the fact that it's pretty cluttered with a lot of ruins and such. That's very disappointing. They should clear the space in front of the pyramids for bush planes to land. This being a bush plane, we can land anyway. More or less. Yeah, look at this. Ah, well, it's perfect. Here come the pyramids. Yes. Let's hope I don't faceplant, as this plane very much likes to do. No, it's working well. Well, this is certainly bigger than the Evergiven. So yeah, no, I better engage the parking brake. And then we can visit the pyramids. This is completely real size, true to life, 1-to-1. Thanks to the power of VR. It's fairly imposing, let me tell you. Apparently they built a small a small shack, this is what I meant, right in front of the pyramid. At least it's got an interesting design. Well, these doors kind of ruin the impression. We can climb the pyramid. Would have been quicker with the plane, I guess. Of course, the inside is completely hollow. That's quite disappointing. They should model the interior of the monuments, at least the wonders of the world. Yeah, well, you might as well clean the pyramid while you're here. And they put a small antenna on top of it. And where is the plane? That's like a game of Where's Waldo. Every time I get off the plane, I wonder where I parked it. This is too real. I don't remember where I parked the plane. I'll have to jump off the pyramid and look for it. Yeah? Ah, here it is. Whee! I guess we're going to visit Rome now, because I might as well. It won't be the longest stream, I guess, since I'm getting 0 comments, but I mean, it's Sunday morning. Besides, it was a test. Ah, but I'll do it again. Now that I know that this game can be streamed, well, it is the coolest game that exists in my opinion. It's worth showing to people. Look at this green area. It looks like a golf. Could this actually be a golf course by the pyramids? I don't know about it. There's these small sandbanks. I think it's actually a golf course, you know. But that would be pretty scenic, I guess, to say the least. Here's the ball. The ball, where is it? It's on top of the pyramid, yeah. So, having visited the two wonders of Northern Africa, being the pyramids and the Evergiven stuck ship in the Suez Canal, let's move about. I want to see, well, I've seen it many times. I want to show you my city, which is incredibly well modeled in Flight Simulator. As I was saying earlier, this is Greece, this is Italy, and here you have it. Rome. You gotta show Rome in Flight Simulator. Be crazy not to. So when I teleport, I actually do it with the game paused, because otherwise you risk crashing. Basically you teleport into a mountain or something such, but it's not going to happen now, because I paused the game. Case in point, and besides I see that I'm actually in the air. Of course the city hasn't loaded, the scenery hasn't loaded. You're supposed to go to the main menu to do this, but it takes ages. It's way quicker like this. Now the city should appear, just give it some time. Perhaps it takes longer because I'm streaming. As you can see, we are floating in an empty medium right now, almost in limbo. Come on! This is very, very slow. Way slower than usual. In fact, I'm getting worried because there's been an update of the game. Perhaps it's not as efficient as it used to be. I mean, it's quite atmospheric, but not very useful to the purpose of showing the city. Well, that's annoying. I guess it's not the intended way to play. Okay. I gotta reload the scenery. It's not a problem, it doesn't take that long. Now the initial startup of the game is incredibly slow, but actually changing the scenario it isn't, not as much. It would be instantaneous by the method that I was using, but apparently it's not working today. This is better though, because we will be able to take off from the actual airport, which is always more interesting, I guess. Let's pick a plane that can land in the river. Well, the only plane that can among the Flight Simulator selection. Yeah, the helicopter is cool, but the helicopter has terrible performance for some reason, in VR especially, and also it looks bad in VR. The heck is what I'm looking for. Here it is, the one that lands in the water. And we will start from the more central airport to the city of Rome, being Urbe in the northern part of town. Set as departure and load this thing already. It's not working. Why? Urbe Rome. Fly. So refreshing, having a little fun here on my face. Okay, now I was saying it's quick to load, relatively speaking. Still quite a demanding game. This microphone is a bit too sensitive, you can hear all the sounds coming from the rest of the house. No, but it's loading, yeah? It's loading. Have faith. It shouldn't be necessary. Unfortunately, it didn't work today. At least we now have a map that is written in Italian, which, unlike Arabian, is a language that I do understand most of the times. So, Urbe Airport, huh? Here it is. Okay, resize the map again. Give me the game priority. Ready to fly. close the top window, keep only the bottom window for the chat messages that never come. And you can immediately see that the performance is much worsened, because yeah, this is a photogrammetric city. Unlike the area of the Suez Canal, the city of Rome is completely rendered in much finer detail, making the game more demanding. But it runs, it runs. It took me a while to optimize it to this point. I actually had to change a lot of options to fiddle. For months it took to get to this point. But it's worth it. This is the most incredible experience you can have in VR. Okay, the outskirts of the city of Rome. This is real weather once again. As you can see, it's a bit foggy. I can look out of the window. It's actually, the sun is shining. Well, it's realistic most of the times. Maybe I should refresh the system. You can do it if you live. Yeah, this is more like it. Yes. Now if I can close this damned window. No, it doesn't close. What is this? Makes no sense. Okay. Yes, now it resembles more closely what I see out of the window. Here you have it. Urbe Airport. Ah, now the labels fix themselves, so it was worth actually load. You can move about in the plane. If you want to look out of the rightmost part of it, you move inside it. You can actually put yourself on the wing if you are so inclined. Northern part of Rome. I can already see the Olympic Stadium over there. The foreign ministry, the foreign ministry, I guess. This is probably the river Tiber, but I'm not sure. There's a few affluents about. Rome is a city of many bridges. The first one I would encounter from there, I guess, it's the Bridge of Milvio. Fairly ancient one. No, wait a minute. This is actually Corso Franci. That's Milvio. Here you have it. Very recognizable. They call it La Casetta, the little house. And moving on from it, you have the foreign ministry. Huge building. This hill over here is Monte Mario. And you have the Olympic Stadium. With the Stadium of Marbles, or Stadio dei Marmi. Yeah, performance is definitely taking a hit by showing Rome. This is the Eternal City after all. Incredibly detailed. These are tennis courts mainly, where they actually have the international tournaments for tennis when they hold them in Rome. This should be the Music Bridge, recently built. Yeah, I can recognize the arch that it does. It's a pretty interesting structure. Not for cars, just pedestrians. For some reason, I don't know why. Now we're getting closer to the center of the city. Just around here should be my old school, the high school where I went. It's around here, let me think about it. I'm a bit lost. No, okay. Okay, this is the other side of Corso Francia. This is the stadium where they play rugby, and this is the auditorium, built by the famous architect Renzo Piano. It looks like three Beatles, I guess. It's pretty cool. It's a modern building. It's from the beginning of the 2000s. This is another sport court, interior one. I've been there a couple of times with school. For some reason, no idea why. And yeah, here you have Tiber. Over there is St. Peter's Basilica. The big cupola of it. I should say dome. Yeah. The city of Rome. Now that the labels are working, I can actually interact with other players. Well, interact is a bit big of a word, but here you have it. The cool part about this game is that you actually meet people from the country where you are going. Most of the times they have Italian names in Italy, French names in France, and so on. More realistic. Here's the Pantheon, ancient Roman temple with a hole on top, named the hole being the Oculus, which is case in point, just like a VR system of our days. It's kind of funny, I guess. I should know the name of this square, but it doesn't come to mind. So let's just move on. Yeah, the game is running pretty poorly. 23 frames per second. I guess Rome is too detailed. Rome has too many buildings and too many monuments, most of all. Yeah, because monuments are rendered in greater details. Yeah, you have the big castle. Saint Angel's, I guess you would call it in English, Saint Angel's Castle. It was originally a Roman tomb, if you don't know it, then it was turned into a castle in the Middle Ages. And yeah, this is Via della Conciliazione, which was built during the fastest period to bring the pilgrims to St. Peter's Basilica, which we usually call the landing strip of the Vatican, yeah, because everyone seems to want a land on Via della Conciliazione. It's just too tempting. I might do it at the end of the stream, just to finish with a bang, I guess. Also because I might crash, so it would be a bang in more than one sense. Apparently they have more tennis courts here. Where is this for soccer? No idea. So if that is St. Angel's, and that's the Pantheon, let me think. Well, I could use a map to help myself. No, but a good map. This one. Let me see where we are exactly. Nah. It's not going to work. Too small. I would have to make it bigger now. It's too convoluted. Let's just fly. I mean, it's wrong. I'll find my bearing eventually. I don't know if you can see it in the stream, but motion smoothing is getting crazy now because the game isn't even hitting 30 frames per second. Should have expected it. You're leaving my FPS. Yeah. You have to respond to this guy, otherwise he will keep saying, "Did you hear me? Did you hear me?" until you get crazy. So I actually bounded buttons because I couldn't stand him anymore. Well, I wish I could continue my tour of Rome, but actually I don't know where I am. Should be able to find the station at the very least. It's a big thing. That's the Eur quarter, I guess. The Eur actually wasn't in this game. I had to download a mod of it, if you can believe it. Well, you wouldn't believe it if you are from Rome, otherwise you will just ask yourself, what are you even speaking about? Is that the station? Or the river? This light is not the best for what I'm trying to do, because it doesn't give me the best visibility. Let's make the weather completely clear. Yeah, like this. Now if I can close the stupid window. Okay. Yes, this is... I don't know if it's Termini, you know, it might be the other station. This is not Termini, no. Wait a sec. If it's Termini, I should see the university around here. No, it's the other one. It's the other one. Here's the pyramid, yeah. You know about Rome's pyramid? This is also a Roman structure. It was the tomb of a very rich guy who apparently liked the Egyptians. Had just been to Egypt and the Suez Canal, so it makes sense to show the Roman pyramid as well. Yeah, here you are it. So, to find Termini now, probably I should just climb. Let me see. That's Monte Mario again. I never had trouble finding Temi until I tried to do it on stream. Now it's a mission. Let's climb more. I should be able to find it that way. Oh well. Ah, this is the Circus Maximus, okay. You know, where the Romans used to race their horses. Now it's mostly an empty space. People walk their dogs there. I have in the past. They also hold concerts and various... yeah, you have plenty of ruins all around. Well, of course, it's Rome. This is a very densely populated area, and yeah, you will know about this thing. You really have to name it. You cannot see the little people dressed as centurions asking money from the tourists. But of course these days they wouldn't be here anymore, I guess. Not that I know firsthand. The situation with the COVID being what it is. I'm in completely and utter disbelief in my incapability of finding the terminal station. It's probably the other way. Ah, here it is. Yeah, biggest station of Rome. Train station, I mean. The university should be to my left, La Sapienza, where once again I used to go many times. I guess we will end the stream with a landing in the little lake, the lake that is in that zone, in front of the buildings, very distinctive from that area and that era too. Yeah, this is terminal station indeed. Never really understood what the little tower, well, I don't know if you can still see the little tower, but what it's meant. What is its purpose, I mean? Well, performance for the city of Rome has proven to be disappointing while streaming. No, the first part of the streaming was actually good. Of course, we were not in a very detailed area of the game. That's Ciampino Airport, so I think my objective is around here. I don't really know this part of the city, it's very far from where I live. This looks like a small airport almost. What the heck? We are going south, so it's not Urbe again. I know nothing about this airport, or where we are actually really. This is still Rome anyway. If that's Ciampino. Over there. Maybe the game would tell me about that airport. Nearest airport list? It's not even in the game. Just appearing through the photo. Could this be... There's a famous big apartment building in the southern part of Rome, which is one of the longest buildings of the world. I remember having found it in Flight Simulator once. It's named Il Corviale. This is pretty long, but maybe not that long. Should be around here anyway. It was around Ciampino. I don't even know where the heck I am, so Let's try and double check. Okay. Apparently that was Cinecittà. Okay. The former cinema studios of Rome. You might have heard of it. Now there is to my left and center. Let me see. Spalletti, Casallumbroso, okay. That's there, I can see the big buildings. Oh, because it's... I downloaded a mod for it. They were just generic buildings in the original Flight Simulator. But the scenery I downloaded for there is pretty cool. And true to life. This is a less densely populated area. To my left should be the Lake Albano. It's a volcanic lake. It's pretty cool to see, with a lot of small town clustered about. We might go there. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Depends on how long I want to keep the stream going. Albano is to my left. Yeah, just like I said. Here it is. Never been there in my life, actually, despite it being not that far from my house. This is another golf cart. Now, what you find out from this game is that golf carts are very easy to see from here. You recognize them pretty much instantly because of the sandy bunkers. Well, the fact that it looks like a course, basically. Yeah, it's a golf cart. No idea of the name. Oh, I'm a bit lost again because I got distracted. I think the arrow is to my left. Yeah. I wonder if the stream was actually working, because it's kind of weird that I didn't get a single message. It's true that it's Sunday morning, yeah? Not only it is Sunday morning, but you also had the daylight saving time, so it's even earlier than usual, I guess, for other people. Probably everyone is still asleep. Well, it was mostly a test. It was a test worth doing, I guess. I think I'll post this to some groups once I'm done streaming. Might be of interest to people. Yeah, here's the error. Well, somewhere around here. Let me see. The buildings get bigger here. That huge tower over there, don't ask me. I think it's a bug. I honestly don't think there's such a tall tower on the outskirts of Rome. Here you have it. Oh, I don't remember the actual name of this building, but everyone in Rome calls it the Square Colosseum. You can see the resemblance. This is also from the fascist period, very neoclassical, I guess, in a way. They had their own canons of architecture. Well, the details are a bit lower than the last time I've been here. Probably I lowered them. Yeah, this is the lakelet of the Eur, and what I guess will be our landing strip for the end of today's session. Today's test, I should say. It was a test. It worked in a satisfactory manner. I guess this video will pay off in views once I post it around, but anyway, we'll do it again. This was great. Yeah, I'm a bit too fast to land on the lake. Let me try and go around. I won't sink, this is an hydroplane. Wouldn't make sense otherwise. Yeah, the details are terrible. All the trees look so spiky, no idea why. It wasn't like this last time. Okay, lowering the flaps in advance. Was definitely too fast to prevent death in that circumstance. I don't know about this. It's a church, I guess. I'll have to Google it. I think I'm still too fast. No, but it should work. Well, I'm very fast. What do you think? Will I die? Probably yes. Because they had to put that stupid... it's not stopping in time. Maybe after the... Yeah, after the thing. Whatever the hell it was. The street. Okay. Let's see if it starts. Not chance in hell. No, it's not stopping. I would die again. Okay. I don't know what to do. Let's land on a rod. Survival is important. Yeah. This is a very, very dangerous maneuver. The kind you do at the end of the stream. And predictably, yeah, it concludes it. No, look at this. I didn't die. Perfect landing. Yeah. Thanks for watching if you still are. I would call this test a success and see you soon. Bye bye.